Alright, in today's video we're going to change out some electric switch panels on a house. You see here we have a problem having the kids turn off the lights, and we thought it would be a good idea to put in this motion sensor so they would come on for a couple minutes and then it would turn itself off. But of course that didn't work. They used the little slide switch, which was not designed for that kind of heavy traffic, to turn it on and off, and of course it broke. We put these in a couple other spots in the house. I don't think I recommend them because they all tend to break. So we are going to swap that out with what we're going to in the rest of the house, these flat panel type switches, and on the other side we will be moving to a double flat panel decorative switch, and of course then the face plating is going to have to be changed too, and I'm going to show you how to do all that right now. But first, the most important step is we are going to turn off the breakers that power the vent above and these lights to make sure there's no power going to this panel. Alright, so here we are now in the dark. I think I'm going to have to get a work light so you can see a little better what I'm doing. I'm going to set that up real quick and then we'll get started. Okay, that's some bright light. First step is going to be to remove the trim panel. Alright, we're going to hang on to this. Never know when we might, well, truthfully, you know what, scratch that. It's going in the garbage. They're just too cheap. I don't feel like storing any more stuff. Okay, I guess we will start on this side. It's looking nice and nasty. This switch I most likely will keep. Can always use it in the workshop. Not much room. Maybe I will loosen up the other one just to see if that's what's bothering us. These screws look like stainless steel. We might reuse these. Alright, so what I really just want to do now is like expose the wiring. Alright. Even though I've turned off the breaker, we're still going to act or treat these wires as being live. Okay, so the first one I'm going to undo is the hot. I'm going to handle that and hook it to the new switch so that I know that it's secured out of the way. Just going to kind of squish this loop around the screw a little bit before I tighten it up. Alright, so going off the other switch, that should be the hot. Okay. Where we're going to run into problems is that there are none of these grounds are hooked up, so we're going to steal a ground from this other switch, and then I'm going to clip one of those wires. It's a soft wire, it's a little bit more difficult to work with. I must have ran into this problem and ran this ground before, because there's hardly any ground wire to hook to in there. What's left would be our load lines that are running to the heater and to the fan. Now I am by no means an electrician, so this is not professional advice. This is purely do-it-yourself entertainment as such. See, the second load wire is hooked to the bottom of this switch, and on the new switch it'll be in the middle, so make sure you know which connections on your switch are which. There's a color code that goes with that too. The gold, the darker, and then a green tint is usually ground. This bottom one would be another hot lead if we were using two different circuits. But the fan and the heater are on one circuit and the lights are on a second circuit. But you could actually run two separate here and then a third for the light if that's how your wiring was. Alright, we're going to untangle some of this. So that gets us where we need to be for the heater and fan. Energize the circuit now. Everything is covered. So, alright, now for the light switch. Now I don't know which one of these grounds is actually hooked up, but I'm hoping it's the one coming from the hot lead. So, I'm going to pull that one out. I mean, it's not going to come very far. And I'm going to clip off that green wire. And splice it in the hopes that I can tie into it. was up here. I have grabbed it. Okay, so now we have a second, hopefully grounded connection. What you probably want to do is check to make sure that's actually grounded. But do as I say, not as I do, right? Alright, so this is our hot, this is our 2. I know that these are the load wires from what I did last time because they were doubled. There used to be 2 switches here that operated 2 different lights, but that was completely senseless because never did one light get used without the other. So I wired them into that one switch so that they both come on, and that's how we're going to do this one also. Alright, so we have the ground, and then we have the hot connection. So for simplicity's sake, I'm going to utilize an extension piece here. Lastly, hook in the ground. Alright, I rearranged those wires a little bit. Hopefully now alright. This one's easy, not quite as big. I'm gonna tighten it up. Then we'll loosen and slide them as necessary. Oh, whoa, now come on. Is that good or what? Even our holes line up on the first shot. Tighten these, but you don't need to tighten them. Let's check it again. Now for these screws, since they're trim screws, I'm going to go ahead and use a screwdriver so that I don't mess them all up. Hopefully the camera's even on so you can hear me. Yep, all right. Cross-thread that one a little bit. Hopefully we won't have to come out anytime soon. Wow, they gave me an extra screw. Alright, just tight enough to turn them all the same way for aesthetics. Alright, breaker time and then the final test. We should be good to go. Alright, breaker's on. Let's try the heater. That's running. Fan. Hope they like those switches. I'm not so sure I do. And I do like these. And the lights. So, there we go. Alright, so probably not my most entertaining video, but there you go. Just replaced the light switches. It's a little bit shaky or shady, this video, so be careful. If you're going to attempt this yourself, you might want to seek the professional advice of an electrician. A lot of houses are wired differently, creatively even. Depending on who built them. Normally an inspector would inspect it all, but I guess sometimes after for final inspections they're not going to open up trim panels and check the wiring. But I would think I would have had every one of those switches grounded at the very least. Not that there was anything wrong with it. I mean, it's customary to wire that way, but you should have them grounded at the very least, and all the neutrals were connected. But we are good to go now. So if that helped you out, give me a thumbs up. That goes a long way to promote the video and help me. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below. And don't forget about our sponsors. They're what make videos like this possible. So I do appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.